friends with Rooster, and I'm also friends with Omazen, but these are the guys that we lost to at Riptide in a very, very, very close set. So I'm trying not to be biased, but, you know, I gotta root for those guys.
Yeah.
But here are some stats for you guys. We see that Spoilermaker's keys to victory are Yume's backline. Apparently she is an oppressive player who rarely misses a shot. Roosters, she can support with sodas. She's aggressive and allows the enemy team, allows the team to collapse on the enemy. And they believe that playing slow and steady is essential. And would you care to read off for ONSU?
Yes, ONSU, their keys to victory are helping each other use our strengths, or use their strengths rather, which, I mean, that's fair. If you're going to work on a team, then you need to work together pretty well. Pushing with their specials, another very important aspect of Splatoon is being aware of your special usage. And medium levels of silliness and tomfoolery. Of course, the most important aspect of Splatoon is to be a goofy little guy.
All teams need a little teeny tiny bit of silliness, especially during the sets. But here we are. This is going to be match 1. Tower control on ship-shaped cargo.
I don't know about you, but I actually kind of like tower control on ship-shaped cargo. I think it's one of ship-shape's better map modes.
It's not bad. Wait, yeah, it's tower control. I thought I saw Rainmaker pop for a minute.
Nope, no Rainmaker.
So we see this shot over here, or the Zap actually trying to paint up, trying to take some left side, give paint support, an early cooler, which is very nice, but the machine does go down.
Yes, unfortunate machine going down right there. That's not going to be very good for that is Spoilermaker, am I right?
Yeah. Ooh, but 2 down on Spoilermaker, and the Zap on the side of ONSU is already back up.
Yeah, it seems like both teams are getting a few picks, but ONSU Scarlet appears to be getting a few more picks than Spoilermaker, and is giving them room to make a fairly decent push right now.
Yeah, Spoilermaker with the cooler coming live, but Omazen does go down. We don't want to see that. We want to see some specials coming out and farming up, but as I say that, 2 go down on the side of ONSU.
It was going to be pretty detrimental for them, but actually, maybe not. They keep pushing regardless. They keep pushing forward. Doesn't really matter to them who they have up, but yeah, they do back up, which is honestly probably for the better. But that shot does go down, which is probably not very good for holding space.
Yeah, with a shot going down, but also the charger going down to that sloshing machine with a Booyah Bomb online as well. I don't think that ONSU is going to back down anytime soon.
Yeah, neither do I. They seem to be making a pretty powerful, my bad, I'm stumbling on my words. They seem to be holding their ground pretty well.
Yeah, they're not backing down, but as we just say that, 2 go down, which should give the chance for Spoilermaker to start making a push here, especially with that tower getting some passive special charge.
Yeah, that special charge is very important in tower control. If you are able to get your specials, then you are able to snowball the other team very, very quickly.
Yeah, especially with, like, strikes and with Zuka, it's just really oppressive.
Both teams go down. No, both teams go down 2, but Spoilermaker does go down 3 members, with Yume, the Charger, being the last one alive, holding their ground.
Oh, Yume with a really clean flick right there, just trying to get 1 pick, maybe 2 here, but the strikes are still a little bit off.
Unfortunate. If they had gotten that machine, that probably would have been pretty huge for the Spoilermaker.
Yeah, the machine on ONSU has just been a pain in the back this entire time, as we see Verde here trying to push that charger just a little bit, but Zuka is online, so this may be exactly what they need.
Yeah, that Zuka is coming out, but there is somebody right by them, so they might end up going down. No, they get away with it, too.
Yeah, able to jump out, but your charger and the NZAP are down, so this could give the ONSU Scarlet the chance to break this second checkpoint here.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that is a very likely probability. And as I'm speaking, yes, they do break through the second checkpoint. It is the final stretch for them. Are they going to be able to make it to the knockout?
And this is the hardest part of the map. We see that the machine's able to find the jump or bait it, and we see Big Gay and Andriel trying to back off here and hold a little bit of space.
At this point for ONSU, it is very important for them to hold as much ground as possible and not give too much up to Spoilermaker so that they cannot make a larger push than they have already made.
And we saw that Zuka finding 2 picks, but Omazen's also able to take the other shot out with the Zuka of their own, just waiting for a good chance to just pop it.
Maybe, hopefully, the Charger on the other team is able to find themselves some picks. And actually, no, was it the Machine right there that got a pick? But ONSU goes down 2 members, which is not looking very good.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. With the Charger finding a really clean pick, Yum is going off right now. And with that Booyah Bomb coming out, it'll definitely manipulate ONSU for some clean Charger picks.
It looks like Spoilermaker is finally getting the opportunity to push forward farther than, what was it, 95 previously?
Yeah, it was.
Which is, the game is looking pretty good for them right now. They're making a lot of progress towards the checkpoints. Ooh, but they do go down 2 members, using those strikes to hold some space while their teammates get back up.
Now, those strikes were huge, but the jump was also canceled to go down on the side of Spoilermaker, but doesn't look like they're going to start backing off anytime soon. They're just going to float this tower.
They're doing a pretty wonderful job holding space with only 2 members alive at a time.
Yeah, and it's a consistent 2 members too. ONSU is able to find constant picks, but with 10 seconds left, Spoilermaker needs to rush for that tower or else they won't get any overtime.
It looks like Yum has a lot of pressure put on them. Oh, but they end up going down, and that is the end of the game.
Yeah, game 1 goes to ONSU Scarlet.
Good job, ONSU Scarlet. Let's see how Spoilermaker is going to come back from the loss right at the beginning.
That's only game 1. 1 loss isn't that big of a deal. They saw how ONSU Scarlet plays, and they just got to formulate a plan on how to beat them.
One of the biggest things in while competing is making sure that you're in the right headspace. Just 1 loss is not something to worry about too much. You got to keep your head in the game, stay strong, and just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, we see here in this replay, Yum, even though their teammate goes down, trying to hold some space with Omazen jumping back in, trying to take the fight with Verde going down. It is just Yum trying to hold space as best as possible.
It was a pretty fair fight for both teams, and I gotta say, pretty interesting, not gonna lie.
This was a very, very, very good game 1. I'm excited to see how the rest plays out.
Yeah. What's the next? It is Rainmaker on, what is it, Inkblot Art Academy? Yes.
I believe so, yeah, because that is game 2. This map it's fairly played a lot in competitive, but you really got to make a good push, because it's super hard to push that Rainmaker when you're on the enemy's plat, just because of how much space they have to just stop you.
Getting past that first checkpoint is a pain in the ass a lot of the time, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one, but you gotta hopefully get a wipe just to push it nice and safe, because once you're past that first one, it's still a challenge to get to the goal, but it's easier than pushing that first one.
Yeah, getting through the first check, it's not too far away, so both teams can get it pretty early on in the game.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we got going in here. I'm curious to see how these team comps may have changed.
Yep. Let's see. We have a hero shot along with an NZAP, which is honestly to be expected. They both have pretty good object damage and really good specials for this game right now.
I like seeing the Nautilus as well, yeah, but the Flingza roller pick, very interesting, along with the Rapid Blaster Pro Deco.
I can understand why they would pick the Flingza roller. It is pretty good at holding space and has a really good special for moving around the other team.
Yeah, it can hold a metric ton of space, but we see them jump out. Looks like ONSU Scarlet has the advantage here. This is their chance to possibly push this Rainmaker.
It would be an interesting push, because it would be difficult. We see a lot of the members on Spoilermaker just holding their plat pretty well, not allowing ONSU to make a push quite yet.
Yeah, Missile is able to find 1 pick, Lasers coming out, finding a second one, and just like that, the mid has swapped over to Spoilermaker's advantage.
Both teams are doing a pretty good job at holding their own ground. It is a back and forth fight trying to get mid.
Yeah, that Rain there finding a pick on both sides, so that Flingza going down. I don't know if that Chargers finds a pig. They may have the chance to grab the Rainmaker with just 3 down.
And they do pick up the Rainmaker, and they're heading straight for that first checkpoint, and they get through the checkpoint.
Almost then had a decent shark there, but gets shut down fairly quick. This could be a steamroll here with a snowball effect.
They do not have any specials at the moment, so it might be a bit difficult, but I can see them making a pretty solid push considering their comp.
Yeah, especially when Spoilermaker has two specials up. One of those are lasers, and now we have a Zuka online as well.
They are finding some picks, and it is just the Rainmaker alive right now, and they end up going down.
A 0 to 48 in one push isn't bad at all, especially on this map.
Yeah, it's nothing to scoff at. Getting past that first checkpoint is pretty difficult.
And we see the Zuka coming out, trying to find a pick. Does get a pick.
Nearly got two right there, but Big Gay was able to avoid that last shot.
And that is absolutely huge. You don't want to die to those Zukas just because of how punishing it can be.
At the moment, ONSU is just trying to hold their ground, trying to recover from all of their members going down from that last push.
But as we say that, the shot goes down.
Yeah, which is not very good for them. Spoilermaker is holding mid pretty well, but they are not really able to take much more space. They're finding it a bit difficult to bring players on ONSU down without them pushing forward.
Yeah, it is 2 down on Spoilermaker. They're on the back foot. The Rapid Blaster also goes down, leaving Justice Flings to defend for itself.
And, I was going to say, as I said, Flingser is pretty good at holding its ground, but as I was about to say that, it just got shot.
Charger is very, very good at punishing Flings or Rollers, or anybody that's just, like, out in the open, especially when both of these Chargers can hit their shots. Well, I say both. We saw a Charger last game from Spoilermaker, but not this one.
Yeah. One thing that Charger has one thing that Charger has against Flingza is that it can punish the Flingza's slower speed pretty easily.
Yeah, Charger is just very, very punishing when they know what they're doing, just because, like, you never feel really safe.
Yeah. Charger is also a pretty difficult weapon to get a hang of, so I admire their team's ability to have a good Charger player that can hold ground for them pretty well.
Yeah, as we're talking, OnSU Scarlet does have this Rainmaker trying to make a push out of it. Rooster's defending bats as best as they possibly can, but
with that not down, it might be difficult for them to push forward.
Yeah, the Nautilus is definitely a key to their aggression, but the backline with that Rapid Pro does go down, leaving an opportunity for ONSU to start pushing with 2 going down.
Yes, it seems like ONSU might have an opportunity to push forward, maybe even score a few points, but no, that hero shot gets 2 picks right away.
Yeah, finding 2 and forcing the jump. This could be another shot for Spoilermaker to push with about a minute left on the clock. They gotta make a push fast.
The nerves are almost certainly high for Spoilermaker right now. Needing to get that Rainmaker past 48 is going to be quite a feat if they are able to pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, it's theoretically not impossible. All you gotta do is start getting numbers in some space, but ONSU Scarlet isn't gonna make that an easy task.
But with those 10 missiles coming out, it seems more possible. And 2 of the members on ONSU going down, Spoilermaker might be able to take the first checkpoint, but no, they die right by the podium.
You see Omazen here trying to find another pop, but the Charger is watching the checkpoint, able to dunk it, but Omazen goes down for it.
They are really looking for controlling the mid area so that they do not get pushed back too far. They need to pick up that Rainmaker soon, or else they are going to lose the game.
ONSU Scarlet isn't going to make an easy task to pop. The pop is out, but the rain is going to prevent them from grabbing, and that is game.
That is game. Yet another fairly close game. Fairly equal on both sides.
It was a very mid-stall heavy map, and yeah, we just saw that.
Holding mid is very important, but what is also very important on Art Academy is being able to push forward past that first checkpoint. It is very difficult, and if you're able to do that, that gives your team a lot of power.
Yeah, just pushing past that just opens up so many opportunities for space. And we see Omazen trying to dunk it, gets the dunk, but the Charger and the Zap shut him down real quick. And Noom is not able to find a pop here really easily.
That is quite unfortunate for their team. They did well, they held mid pretty well, but unfortunately ONSU was able to keep their distance and keep their ground.
And that is just crucial on this map. It's just holding your ground, holding space. That rain there is absolutely huge and just pushing all of Spoilermaker back just because of how much damage it can do in the long run.
Mm-hmm. That was a very powerful end for ONSU. Good job to them.
Map 3 is Clamblitz on Museum.
Clamblitz on Museum is interesting in my opinion. I don't think it's bad, but there are definitely some parts of the map that make it a silly map to say the least.
I think silly is the right word, just because of how hard it can be to push on this map.
It can
Plus,
be
like both. Oh, go on.
they can be pretty hard to push on that map, but it can also be pretty easy to stall there once you get in.
Well, we know both teams have chargers,
Yeah.
so and chargers really thrive on this map. So I don't know. It's just gonna be really stally from what it sounds like.
I can imagine that it would be. Both teams having a charger, that's going to be an interesting fight should either of them get into the mid spinner.
Yeah, I think Spinner here is going to be the key to victory, just because once you hold that, that's a lot of space that is yours just by holding one small area of the map, especially if the charger goes up there.
Yeah, with that being said, though, if either team has a shot with their Zuka could be very threatening to the chargers on the other team.
And I could expect seeing Zukas from both teams, maybe seeing two from both of these teams, just because two Zukas here is really, really good.
I honestly wouldn't be that surprised if we saw a junior here.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a junior on Clan Blitz advocate,
I can see that cooking.
but it does not seem like either team is going to be pulling out a junior, which fair enough. It's not a very strong weapon.
We see ONSU swap off that charger for a heavy deco, but bringing a squeezer for double Zuka here.
That is an interesting choice. I can see both of those weapons being very valuable on this map.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. Looks like we may see some Kraken cheese here with that heavy deco. But as a fight in mid, Big Yay going down to the charger, 2 down on OnSU Scarlet. This is a very good early, like, kill lead for
3
Spoilermaker.
went down on ONSU, but is ONSU going to be able to hold their space and not let Spoilermakers make a push?
Yeah, we saw the Kraken not able to do a whole lot, but another one going down on ONSU.
That charger, Yum, is being an absolute menace, but they are able to be picked off by the Zuka as I had expected.
And ONSU has another Zuka up their sleeve, ready to go, but so does Spoilermaker.
That Zuka comes out and is looking for a pick, and unfortunately is not really able to find one. But Yum goes down, which is very detrimental for their team. They're not able to hold their ground as easily anymore, and it seems like ONSU is capitalizing off of that, just taking pick after pick and pushing up as far as they can.
Yeah, it was just a machine there, but able to back them off slowly but surely, finding a pick on that end zap. The machine's ready to push, and with Yum back up in mid, this is going to be a bit of a different story now.
I can see this going either way. Both teams are pushing each other back and forth from mid, but they are both holding their plat pretty well.
Yeah, the defense from the side of ONSU is really good, with Omazen wasting a last Zuka shot, not quite finding a pick, but putting some good pressure on Rooster going down to the shot, but Omazen revenge trading it out.
It is just the heavy to defend themselves right now, and Spoilermaker is able to score a bunch of clams right now. If they're able to find a few more, this is going to be a very difficult spot for ONSU to come back from.
Now, just gotta stall this basket open, down to 39, 36, 30, 27, 24, 21. That is just a ton of points going in on the side of Spoilermaker.
They still have more clams, so could this go even further?
Plan B just slightly missed the window to put them in, but I don't know if they're gonna back off here.
I don't think they will. Holding that plat is very important. If they're able to hold that plat while making a clam, that could be very good for them, and they could see a knockout pretty soon.
Yeah, they just gotta make sure to hold the space, win the fight, but it looks like ONSU Scarlet has had a chance to reclaim all of their plat, so it's gonna have to make another push if they want to score some more points.
ONSU having a zap, a squeezer, and a shot have a pretty decent paint output. Is Rooster going to find a pick on the squeezer, or no? They're going to sneak
the jumps!
in.
They're gonna get some jumps.
That is an interesting choice, and honestly, kind of admirable. But that jump back to spawn, I didn't see what was happening, so I don't know what's happening there.
That makes sense, trying to save and live, but they missed the ball on the jump, but still managed to get it in anyway, stopping ONSU Scarlet's push right in his tracks.
With more clams going into the basket, this is not looking very good with ONSU needing to retreat and give up their space on the other team's plats.
As we say that, they dive in on Spoilermaker, taking 3 downs and essentially just gave ONSU another ball to work with.
Yeah, ONSU stopped them from really scoring any points, and all that Spoilermaker was really able to accomplish is bringing down that penalty.
Now, one ball does go in, but Spoilermaker does find the wipeout. Rooster with the cooler online and the ball on OnSU going down as well.
Spoilermaker is doing a wonderful job holding their ground and retaking space. Not to mention their anchor with Yume and the Charger doing a very good job holding their space for them.
Yeah, Yume has such a presence on this battlefield right now. With strikes coming up as well, this is going to be really tough for OnSU Scarlet to break out of.
Yoon just trying to find some picks to help their team into the enemy team plat would be very helpful right now, but it seems like they are being pushed back and they go down. And that is a wipeout on Spoilermaker.
Yeah, the Kraken was able to go in, get a couple picks, but there finally is a ball inside of OnSU Scarlet, but two go down on the push. Verde finding one pick. It's just the shot and the zap trying to make this push.
If they can hold this ground, wait for their team to come back, then they might be able to find a few more points. But they do go down to Yume once again.
Yeah, they're still trying here. They're not going to give up anytime soon. The Squeezer's trying to find one more claim to make a ball, but Spoilermaker is just holding so much space here.
Yeah, they are holding a few clams. So if they can just get that power clam in and the rest of their team can follow through, then this could be the push they need at the very end of the game. With that Kraken coming out, it is looking pretty threatening on Spoilermaker. This might be the lead that they need, but with two members going down, this may be the end for OnSU Scarlet.
Now the Kraken was unfortunately not able to find a pick, and the basket goes back up with Game 3 going to Spoilermaker Special.
You called it pretty well. That was a pretty stally game for most of the game right there.
Yeah, but this just goes to show that Spoilermaker is down, but they are sure as hell not out.
Yeah, they are making their strides to make a comeback on ONSU. It would be interesting to see how close the end result is going to be for both of these teams.
I mean, yeah, look at this replay here of OnSU Scarlet trying to make a push, but Spoilermaker's defense isn't going to let that happen.
Finding those two picks on Spoilermaker was big, but they were not able to capitalize too much off of it, unfortunately.
And this Kraken was just unfortunate, barely missing on that Zuka from Omazen, and just running out just in the worst time for the other guys to dive in on him.
I can imagine that must have been very frustrating.
I know sometimes Kraken can feel really, really powerful, but when it misses like that, it's just like, oh no, oh no.
It makes something like a heavy very vulnerable, because once that Kraken is done, they have no way to defend themselves.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only downfall of that one weapon, is like you have to sit there and you have to wind it on up in order to just try to get a kill afterwards.
But we are going on to the fourth match, which is Splat Zones on Flounder Heights.
Now, what do you think about this map? Because it's a very controversial map.
Yes, this map is pretty controversial. Some love it, some hate it, and a lot of people are very neutral about it. And I find myself to be pretty neutral about it. I can have a lot of fun on this map, but at the same time, with the right team and the right comp playing against you, it can feel pretty bad.
Oh, you see, I absolutely despise this map. It's just, it feels so bad when you get locked out.
Yeah, lockout is very important on this map. You can very easily win a fight and then just lock the other team out for a long time. Especially on Splat Zones, with that mid being very important, being locked out from that one area of the map is very, very annoying.
Yeah, it's just like, can you get your specials up in time before that clock runs out and just prevent it from knocking out?
The main issue that I find with this map is that they do not have the roots out of spawn that they did in Splatoon 1.
Yeah, I really wish they kind of kept those.
Those were good parts of the map that I do miss, despite me not playing Splatoon 1 very much. However, if I'm being honest, a lot more of the map feels a lot more comfortable to fight in.
And it's not as tall either.
Yeah, the verticality on this map is one of its identity markers. And with the less height in this game, it feels a lot more like a Splatoon 3 map, but it does keep its vertical identity.
Yeah, which is something that can be nice for buckets, which you see two come out on the side of Spoilermaker.
That machine is an interesting choice in my opinion. It does have Fizzy Bomb and Booyah Bomb, which can be very threatening on the enemy team's zone, but the machine itself, though it is able to hold its ground pretty well, can kind of struggle with these areas.
I also want to talk about that Goo Tuber coming out from OnSU Scarlet. Very interesting pick.
Oh yeah, the Okamu pulling out the GooTuber is a interesting choice to say the least.
We see Verde here just trying to stall them out with this shot. Taking, I think they're going to cap this zone here. They do, going down to 90.
Verde has been doing a very good job of being a very speedy shot player, which can be difficult for the other team to really pick off.
Verde, from my experience against playing against them, are a really, really, really strong player.
Yeah, I can see that their expertise with the shot is coming in handy as they are able to find that pick on Spoilermaker's slosher.
But that sloshing machine able to outpace the shot, getting the pick, putting the zones in neutral, and this may be the chance for another recap.
At this point of the game, it doesn't seem like either team has won a fight enough to block the other team out, which is the main downside of Flounder Heights. I can see this going either way right now. But with Spoilermaker going down. But no, 3 going down on ONS. That is going to be
a bloodbath.
Yeah, both teams are finding a whole bunch of picks, but not really being able to push the other team very much.
Lead swapping over. Omazen with that crab finally going down, but Zuka is also coming out on the side of ONSU Scarlet. They are trying to break their way back in here.
Verde is going to be a very important asset for ONSU, going to be going in and trying to find some picks and just get the enemy team away from their spawn.
2 going down inside of Spoilermaker, 1 down on ONSU Scarlet. The zone does swap over to Scarlet's control. Yum is trying to pressure that machine, but goes down instead.
That is very unfortunate. With that bucket down and that splash down, it is going to be pretty difficult for them to take space on this map.
Rooster on that Custom Junior, just trying to pay as much as possible, put some pressure with those torpedoes out. Wavebreaker is live, along with this Booyah Bomb, so they may see they may try to get a recap here.
Unfortunately, ONSU is keeping their ground pretty well. Rooster trying to find a few picks, but needing to retreat for safety.
This may be the cap they need right there, putting a 27-point penalty on ONSU Scarlet.
That's gotta hurt a little bit. I can only imagine that they're just a decently bit frustrated right now with that penalty right there.
While it's not a big penalty, it's like, dang, we just got to start chipping that one down after we had a really good push going.
Yeah, that push was a fairly solid push. Both of the teams are around the halfway point on the points right now. I did not know where that sentence was going. My bad.
You're good. We just saw Omazen right there trying to shark a little bit, but getting pointed out by that torpedo, having to move back around. But with Crab almost online, this could be a chance for Spoilermaker to try to push back in.
Those strikes with the slosher might be very valuable right now, and they do come out pushing ONSU farther and farther back, and that Booyah Bomb only giving them more time to push forward and cap their own zone.
Yeah, which is a huge push here if they can just cap the zone, which they do manage to do, but they have to take it down all the way to 34 if they want to take lead.
They are holding their ground pretty well, and Omazen right there trying to find a few picks and just stall out that timer.
Yeah, Omazen does get double teamed. 2 going down, all one on Spoilermaker Special with ONSU Scarlet putting out some missiles, recapping their zone.
Verde is pushing forward onto the slosher. Maybe they will be able to find a pick, but with that sloshing machine, it looks like they're going to have to fall back.
Yeah, this is just a very mid-heavy game right now. Whoever gets more picks first should be able to cap this zone, but ONSU Scarlet does take it.
Rooster playing the junior is honestly, I find that pretty interesting. The Wavebreaker can be pretty useful in this map, but the torpedo is probably the important part of that kit right there.
Yeah, Rooster forcing Big Gay to jump out there with Omazen with a really impressive crab. I want to say finding a pig, but gets shut down by that Zuka.
Zuka is a very powerful choice to counterplay crab because it has such high object damage and can find a pick on the player on top of the crab pretty easily.
Spoilermaker does manage to hold zone long enough to take a lead by 2 points, but with 10 seconds left, they're going to have to re-push here really hard, especially when ONSU is starting to lock out.
ONSU, those points on the penalty timer are starting to go down fairly quickly. Are they going to be able to hold it for long enough to take the lead?
Verde does find one pick, but with the strikes coming out, this could be a neutral. They have 3 seconds left to try to hold this zone. Can Spoilermaker come? They capped the
Oh,
back.
they capped the back zone, but unfortunately, they go down and they lost the lead to ONSU, making the current score 3-1 ONSU.
Yeah, it was a very good game for both teams. Very, very, very back and forth. But ONSU Scarlet, with that hold at the very end, was very impressive.
I'm feeling adrenaline just watching that game.
And it was very fast paced and very well played on both sides.
Both teams were able to find their picks in mid fairly well, but with both teams finding picks together at the same time, it was difficult for either of them to really make a very strong push towards the enemy spawn.
Yeah, it's just this map, like, you see that Zuka pick coming out right there on the Custom Junior, which isn't optimal, especially when Junior puts out just so much paint.
Yeah, the Junior's paint is certainly one of its strong suits, especially on zones, being able to cap zone pretty quickly and also control area for its team to move.
We see Obased here with one burst bomb, able to neutralize the zone, cap it on their side, while Rooster pushes the other one, but it's not quite enough.
I was very fascinated by Okamu, I think it was, with the GooTuber.
I think the YouTuber pick there was interesting. It ended up working out for him, though.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Charger players can play any Charger if they're good enough.
Yeah, that is true. I think YouTuber is an underrated weapon, honestly.
Yeah, me too. Especially on Flounder Heights, weapons like the regular Splat Chargers or E-Leader do find some difficulty due to its verticality, but with GooTuber's like large damage with tap shots and its mobility, it is a pretty good pick because its competition with Splat Charger and E-Leader is much lower on that map.
And it's just a kind of an awkward pick, honestly. But I mean, going into what is this game 5 Tower Hagglefish? What do you think we could see here from both of these teams?
Tower on Hagglefish. Hagglefish markets can be knocked out pretty easily, but I mean, I guess that is fairly true for most tower control maps, considering how tower control generally works. I'm actually not all too familiar with what teams run on this specific map mode.
I could see a Charger coming out here, especially the ZF Charger.
Yeah, the ZNF Charger could be a very, very, very powerful pick for tower control on, I keep forgetting this map's name. Market. Yeah.
Yeah, Hagglefish.
Yes. And it does seem like both teams do decide to go for a ZNF Charger.
That's a good pick. I think they are both scoped as well, with very similar builds, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I guess ZNF is looking for a lot of the same plays, so having the same builds is to be expected in a certain extent.
Yeah, I mean, we do see ONSU Scarlet taking mid fairly early, but almost then having to back off from that right flank, so I'm not sure exactly how they're going to respond here.
Right now, both teams are just looking to control space and take picks, and ONSU goes down 3 members, only able to find 1 pick on the other team. With that Zuka getting, what was that, a double right there?
I believe so. The Zuka is absolutely huge there. Going to the first checkpoint. We may see a sub 1 minute break of the first checkpoint here.
Yeah, I mean, if they're able to hold that zone, especially that top right snipe area. Ooh, but they do go down 3 members. It is not looking like they're going to get past that first checkpoint, unfortunately.
We see Rooster trying to find 1 pick on the way out, but unfortunately goes down, and with ONSU Scarlet taking a lot of space here.
It seems like there is some pressure on Yum to just hold their plat right there and make it so that ONSU does not have the opportunity to push past the first checkpoint, which is very important. Once you get past the first checkpoint, it can become very easy to just keep on snowballing down to the enemy's spawn.
Yeah, but Spoilermaker able to put up some incredible defenses with coolers coming out, stopping that tower at 71 points, and starting to take back mid slowly but surely.
Both teams right now are really looking for some picks just to get them past that first checkpoint. That first checkpoint is being contended very well by both teams. Well, with Big Gay on that flank right there, could they find some picks? No, they get taken down by 2 players on Spoilermaker.
Yeah, Spoilermaker has had some incredible defense this game, with strikes coming out, Fizzy's going out as well, with the Booyah Bomb online and Azuka. It is looking like sort of a good push here.
Yeah, the push is certainly taking place, but with that machine going down and those specials coming out from ONSU, it is looking like they're going to have to fall back and just hold their ground.
Yeah, Yoon being forced to jump out here. Almost then trying to skirmish with Big Gay. Has to jump out as well. This is another, like, push for OnSU Scarlet right here.
Yeah, it seems like OnSU has used their resources to get Spoilermaker out of their way and push the tower just a little bit forward, but both teams do seem to go down a few members. It is not looking very good for either of them, but Spoilermaker does have more map control, which could be good for them, especially with Azuka taking out Okama. I do not know how to pronounce her name. Okamu.
Okamu, I think you're right, yes.
Ooh, Rooster is going on that left flank again, and they find a pick. Maybe two. No, they do go down to Verde.
Verde able to trade it out with Omazen here, but with the cooler respawn and Azuka still online, it's not that big of a deal.
It looks like Spoilermaker has the means to push past that first checkpoint, especially with that Booyah Bomb. Ooh, but that sloshing machine does go down, and now they have no specials to get past that first checkpoint.
Yeah, but as they're doing it, Yum able to push past this first checkpoint, striking towers, put a couple more points on the board, pushing it down to 45, 43 actually.
Considering how this game has gone so far, this might be huge for Spoilermaker, because neither team up until this point has been able to push past that first checkpoint. The nerves are certainly high on ONSU right now to get past that first checkpoint.
Yeah, excuse me. They had 3 down there, so this could be another chance to start pushing with strikes coming out, pushing that charger all the way back up to plat. This may be a good push.
I can see this push working fairly well with the Yum all the way back there, very close to their spawn. They are going to get to that first checkpoint and start taking down at it. Are they going to be able to take it out? Ooh, right, just barely not, but they keep going and push past.
Yeah, hey, that is huge. That means there's no checkpoints in the way to prevent anyone with only about I think a little under 10 points, so.
Oh, yeah. Getting past that first checkpoint is very pivotal, because after that you can keep pushing forward with that tower, no problem. Well, I mean, I guess there is a problem. There's another team in the way, but aside from that.
Now, with the last 30 seconds here, if OnSU Scarlet wants to go ahead and clutch out this set, they're going to have to make sure they have constant numbers.
They're going to need to find a few specials right here while also staying alive, which is pretty difficult, especially with how well Spoilermaker is holding their ground, and one member does go down on ONSU. It is not looking great for them.
Now, with T-minus 10 seconds, ONSU Scarlet needs to get a push going right now, but with the Nautilus going down and the tower still stuck in mid, this may be the game right here.
This may be, yes, it is the end of the game, and ONSU able to find that victory. Spoilermaker is making this a very difficult match for ONSU. This could really go either way.
Yeah, what is it right now? It is 4.
It is 2-4, 2-3,
2-3. Yes. So I mean, it's really anybody's game right now. Spoilermaker has the chance to bring this back. If they take one more game, we will be going to a game 7. So I'm very interested here.
This is honestly one of the closest matches that I have seen from any division, and it is honestly pretty impressive on both sides, being able to hold each other and just hold each other out for so long on every single game mode so far.
Yeah, looking at, seeing the past record for these games, it does look like Spoilermaker Special really, really thrives on a little bit of a bigger, more wide-open map, just because their charger can do anything it wants to.
Yeah, Yum is a very powerful player, and that charger is very threatening to the other team. They really got to respect its sightline. With the Rainmaker on Crab Lake Capital being the next map mode. What do you expect to see right here?
I mean, Zukas are really good here. Strikes are really good. I think an Ink Fact would be really nice too, especially when we want to push over the grates.
Yeah, those grates are certainly pretty difficult to get past unless you use resources to get that Rainmaker past those grates.
Yeah, this map isn't like the most stally map in the world by any means, but it can be hard to push.
Yeah, I mean, there is also that left route, but it is more of like a risk-reward type situation. If you can get past it, then it will reward you with a lot of points and an easy sight on the pedestal, the final pedestal. But it is also very difficult because that defense area is very favorable for the defending team.
Yeah, defense is actually pretty straightforward here. As long as you have specials and just, you can hold them off pretty easily.
I wouldn't be surprised if either team pulled out a roller right here because of all the drops on this map. It could be pretty strong, but it is also Rainmaker, so that might not be the most favorable pick.
We shall see. We see a very similar comp. Actually, that's the same comp coming out inside of Spoilermaker with the Squeezer Heavy, or the V Heavy this time, coming out from OnSU Scarlet.
I think that the V Heavy is a fairly decent pick right here. That Wavebreaker could make it very difficult for Spoilermaker to really find any real push right now. But with the shot going down on ONSU, it seems like Spoilermaker is going to be able to take some space. Not really looking to make a push right now, but they're looking to find a few more picks and get a few more resources to make a push on the Rainmaker towards the pedestal.
Yeah, ONSU Scarlet here really wants to play it careful, especially because they lost the first little bit, going one down to that Zuka, but the Squeezer does have Zuka online, so this may be a chance for them to try to hold off a push.
Spoilermaker is doing a wonderful going for that left checkpoint, and they get past it. If they are able to hold their ground, just as I say that, all of their members go down, and it is going to be very difficult for them to get past that checkpoint right now, since ONSU is wasting no time getting back to mid and pushing up, gaining some ground. And with Spoilermaker and ONSU going down one map, it is looking like a fairly even fight. ONSU is able to find a few points, but they are being stalled out by that charger.
Yeah, I mean, we see ONSU trying to push this right checkpoint, or left checkpoint, over this right, but right as I say that, they're starting to move over that way. Strike's online. This may be a chance to defend from it.
Yeah, Yoom, once again, a very powerful charger player, is holding ground, but ONSU, and they find two picks. ONSU does find that checkpoint, but they go down too, and it is now a pretty much tied game with both teams taking that first checkpoint. It is really up to who is able to push it further now.
Yeah, I mean, a 1-point lead isn't much, especially when a map like this is really easy to score points on. We definitely want to see Spoilermaker try to push a little further, but with two going down and ONSU Scarlet having majority of mid, this may be easier said than done.
Yeah, ONSU is just taking more ground, and they grab the Rainmaker, hoping to push it past those, towards that gray area, making it a bit more difficult for a Spoilermaker to really find the picks that they need to stop that Rainmaker push, and ONSU is finding a lot of points right now, falling back just a little bit, trying to keep themselves safe, but Verde right here is able to find a few, just one pick, but that is pretty important since they have now taken so much ground. The Rainmaker does go down, but that does not mean that the push necessarily has stopped. That Squeezer is being very threatening, holding their ground, giving jumps to their teammates. This is very, very impressive.
Yeah, ONSU Scarlet had a huge push to 28, but with about 2 minutes 15 seconds left on the clock, Spoilermaker really needs to start playing for space. Finding one with that Zuka, but the Rainmaker still hasn't had a chance to reset yet.
The Rainmaker hasn't reset, but if Spoilermaker is able to push forward, take some more space, get a few picks like that on the Squeezer on ONSU, then I could honestly see them taking a lot more points than they have currently on the board, and possibly even taking the lead from ONSU, but with two players going down and Big Gay finding another pick, it doesn't seem like that is going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, with a delayed wipe on Spoilermaker Special, this is another chance for ONSU Scarlet to start pushing again.
This could be but with 3 down on their team, the Rainmaker is just looking to hold their ground and not let Spoilermaker push them back and gain too many points.
Okamu is doing a fantastic job holding it off, living long enough to see 2 people go down on Spoilermaker Special, but with I can't see the time on the clock, but I can't imagine it being a whole lot right now.
There is currently 1 minute and 5 seconds on the clock. Not a lot of time for Spoilermaker to make the push that they need, and with Okamu on the flat of Spoilermaker, it is going to be very to find all that distance towards ONSU's final pedestal.
Now I was just curious to see how long that Rainmaker could last, because Rainmaker only has about a minute timer on it. So you are only set to live for so long, but holding it that long, pushing already to 26 again, and it's still back there with Spoilermaker to try to reset it and play for space again.
This is very impressive. Both teams are taking a lot of space from each other back and forth. It just seems like ONSU has won a few more fights and has been able to find those points that they need to secure a pretty solid lead. And with only 20 seconds left and the shot going down, or that ends up going down on Spoilermaker, this is going to be very difficult. But if they can find their way up on the left side of the ONSU's platform, then this could be very good for them. Unfortunately, they're being pushed back and not being given the chance to find that jump onto the platform.
Yeah, Humans has to play it smart here. We want to see some players get in front of this Rainmaker, try to find some picks, but it's just a stall in mid right now with Rooster going down. Plan B trying to just hold space here, but the Rainmaker goes down to the Zuka.
And that would make the score 4-2.
And that was a very good set played from both teams.
Yeah, it was not really one-sided at all. Both teams had the chance to win every single game. And though ONSU did take the victory 4-2, both teams did very well and held off the other team for most of every game.
Yeah, I mean, Spoilermaker Special putting on a really good show here, able to show that they are no one to be messed with, or they need to take them seriously, because they will take games off of you if you're not careful.
Every game has been very impressive to me. Hume as a very good charger, Rooster as a fairly good painter and support player, and Verde as a very good shot player. They are very, very threatening in their own ways.
Yeah, every one of these players played extremely well today, and they definitely deserve to just, like, even for the team that lost, which is Spoilermaker, just, you guys can fought it. Don't get it under your skin. You guys played very, very well today.
Yeah, Spoilermaker, you did play very well, and this could have gone either way. Just keep your head in the game. This is not something to be discouraged by.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if these teams are going to play out the last game. I am not sure.
I would like to see them play the last game.
It'd be nice. Watching people play after the set is over is just always really nice.
Yeah, especially this last game, just to see if Spoilermaker could show their true power to ONSU. That would be a very nice show of skill.
Yeah, it would be nice to see Spoilermaker just play without any shackles on. They don't got to worry about, like, losing the set. Just go all out. Go big or go home.
With the nerves down on both teams, it seems like they are not going to be playing the last match.
No, that kind of sucks, but I mean, I can't blame them. College students are really busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the end of this set. Very good. That lived up to my expectations. And more,
Yeah.
even.
It was very impressive, and as I said, I had no expectations going into this. I was very impressed by both teams. It was very close, and my heart was racing for quite a bit of it.
Yeah, it was very fast-paced, had me on the edge of my seat just watching, because the game could really go to anyone just because of how even they actually were.
It was a very impressive game on both teams' part.
Yeah, but with that set wrapping up, Keegan, where can these lovely people find you?
These lovely people of the CCA family can find me on YouTube at TGP Keegan Rainey. That is where I am active most of the time.
I gotcha. I mean, I can vouch for your channel. It's fairly awesome, if you ask me.
Thank you. What about you?
I mean, you can find me at peachypuff_SPL on Twitter, or, I mean, around here in the CCA server, just because this is like a second family to me, and I love everyone here.
That is very wholesome. Thank you.
But, yeah, it was a wonderful time tonight commentating with you, and, hopefully everybody in the crowd enjoyed it as well.
Yes, I hope that you all enjoyed watching this set. It was very good.
Yeah, well, have a good night, guys, and I believe we have some more matches coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 2 more sets on stream, so just stay tuned for that.